Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, hello and welcome. Thanks for clicking on today's video. So I'm going to be sharing with you my wedding makeup. I'll insert a picture of me here and I'm just going to go through step by step what I used. We got married in Skiathos in like 30-degree heat, and lots of you over on my Instagram have been asking me to share what products I used and what I did to achieve my wedding makeup look. So I always wanted to do my own wedding makeup. I just really like how I do my makeup. I didn't want to have anything too over the top. I didn't want to have like so much makeup on that I felt really uncomfortable and not like me. One of the compliments that I got from the wedding photos are just like saying how you just look like you, Rebecca. Like, I love that you look just like you and you're not wearing so much makeup, and that's kind of the the vision I was going for. I just wanted to look really natural, nice glowy, fresh makeup, just like my really basic everyday kind of makeup. I didn't want to look any different. I just wanted to look like me, and the way that Steve likes to see me is more just like this with no makeup on. So I didn't want to wear tons of makeup. I just wanted the basics and to just look nice and glowy and fresh. So I'm going to share with you everything that I used and each product. I'll also link everything down below so you can have a look at them yourself. I'll also share the shades and stuff, but obviously go with what works for you. Practice. I think the main thing for me was I practiced a couple of times before we went out there, and I also went to Charlotte Tilbury for like a bit of a trial, just because I wanted to see what some of the products that they use and like the things that she said about getting married abroad and the heat and stuff. Things that the tips that she gave me was to like wear good primers and things like that, and make sure you've got a good setting spray. So yeah, I will show you everything that I used, and I really hope that you get some inspiration for this, and I hope that you enjoy seeing how I did my makeup for my wedding. Starting off with my base, I'm using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is what I always use for like a day-to-day moisturiser anyway, but it's really good base for when you're applying your makeup. It smells just like lemon drizzle cake. It's so nice, and it's just a perfect base for doing your makeup. Then I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the primer that they recommended when I went to do a little makeup trial. So this is the Invisible UV Flawless Primer. This is SPF 50 as well. So I'm just popping on about that much. I'm just going to put this all over and just work that in. It's good that this is an SPF as well, obviously with being in the sun, being abroad, and also having makeup on. You want to have some SPF on as well still underneath your makeup, because you can still obviously catch the sun, and it's really good to use SPF 50 on your face especially. The only thing different this time is that I obviously don't have my lashes on, so I had classic lashes when I got married, but now I've just got my own natural lashes. I don't have any lashes on, so I'll just be using a little bit of mascara today. So that is the base done, and then I just let that kind of sit for a little bit before I started to do my foundation. I actually probably did a little bit of my brows, but my brows were tinted before I went over there. So I'm just going to go in with this. This is the Pixie Brow Tamer. I'm just going to brush the brows in place a little bit like this. Then for the foundation and the base of my makeup, I'm using these two products. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, which I'm sure lots of you have heard about or use. It's so good, and I always love using this, not just on my wedding day. I use this quite often anyway. This is in the shade 2.5, so I'm just going to apply some of this to my skin. I used quite a bit, to be fair, because I didn't want it to I wanted it to last. I wanted to have enough on that I did feel like I had obviously makeup on, but also this is so lightweight anyway, and it's just so glowy and lovely. So probably put about this much all over my face, and then I also went in with the Beautiful Skin foundation as well. This is in the shade 4. So I just put a couple of pumps, probably pump on this cheek, and on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin. Then I used a beauty blender. I'm going to actually spritz this with some setting spray. This is a setting spray that I use, and I use this as well to set my makeup afterwards. This is actually from TikTok shop, and it's so good. I'm just going to spray my sponge with this, and then I'm just going to blend everything together. It smells like cherries, does the setting spray as well, which is really nice. But I find when your sponge is damp, everything just blends really lovely and seamlessly. And these two mixed together just give such a good coverage, but also it still feels so lightweight, and it still feels like I've not got loads and loads of makeup on. It's just really fresh and natural, and glowy, which is what I wanted. Just pull my ear back to try and get right in the creases, just so everything blends seamlessly, and like onto my neck as well, like a little bit behind my ear, down onto my neck, and just make sure everything's blended. So that is everything all blended in with my foundations. I'm then going to go in with some concealer. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. This is in the shade Fair, number 3. And I'm just going to apply under my eye, like this. I'm not doing it too close to the under eyes, because then it just creases. So I've learnt a new little trick to not, I used to go right underneath, but I feel like if you just don't go so underneath your eye, then you don't get as many creases. Also a little bit on my chin, a little bit down my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. I'm just gonna let that sit for a little minute, which is what I did. I just let it sit, just let it soak into your skin a little bit more. And then again, I'm just going to go in with the beauty sponge and just blend everything together when I've just let it do its magic and just sink into the skin a little bit. Oh, I've got a right itch. Right, so I'm just going to blend the concealer in, kind of just pressing it into the skin. I'm like looking upwards so that we try not to get any creases, and kind of bringing it out just to make the face look really nice and bright under the eyes. I think just the key is just practice. Practice makes perfect. Like I've been into makeup for so many years now. I think the more you practice and the more you just have fun with it, the more you learn. And I just love simple, glowy, fresh makeup. And I love using sponges because I just think that it gives such a nice natural finish. Can't see any like harsh lines from brushes and stuff. I feel like it just blends so well. A little bit on the chin. But definitely with getting married abroad, I feel like in the heat, base is key. Like if you've got a really good base, if you've got a good primer, a good moisturiser and everything like that, and then you've got really good foundations to set all your makeup and stuff, just you need to have good products. That's why I wanted to go for Charlotte Tilbury, because I just feel like they've got such a good reputation of like long lasting, just nice, good products that just stay really well on the skin. So yeah. So that's my concealer done. And then for contour, just to like bronze the face up, I'm just going in with this. This is the Clinique chubby stick. And I'm just going to put a little bit here, a little bit on my forehead here, and then this side as well. Tiny bit down the bridges of my nose, and a little bit under the chin. And then what I'm going to use is my Refi contour brush, and I'm just going to kind of circle motions upwards like this, so it all kind of just blends really nicely into the base, and not like pressing it in too much, just more like circle motions. This as well, just kind of like circles away from the face into the hairline more, and it just gives that bronzy look. Going back in with the sponge just to make sure everything's kind of blended nicely and there's no harsh lines. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to go in with this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. Just going to focus on it. This is the blusher, the matte beauty blush wand. It's like a liquid blusher. When she first put this on me, I was like, oh my god, that's not going to blend well. Like, what on earth is going on? Because it's so bright. If you can see how, if it'll focus on it. It's just like super bright and peachy, and I was like, oh my god, this is not going to blend well. Like, what's going on? I've got a hair somewhere near my nose, it's so itchy. But basically I just get a tiny bit with my finger like this. See, a tiny bit, there's quite a lot there, but you literally don't need a lot. Just a couple of little dots like that. And then I'm going to use this end of the brush that I was using before, and let me just get some more of my finger because I've put far too much on my finger. You really don't need a lot. I'm going to use this end of my brush because this is the blusher bit, and I'm just basically going to press that into the skin, going kind of up where the contour was as well, just like pressing it in like that. Going back in with the contour bit, making sure everything's blended well. But yeah, you really do not need a lot of this blusher because it's just so pigmented, and a little bit goes a long way. So just a small amount of blush. And then pressing the bronzer brush back in, just making sure everything's... That's the key as well, another tip, just make sure everything's just blended really nice. Keep going back in with your sponge if you need to, just to go over everything so you've not got any harsh lines, so it just looks really natural and just like skin, without all the products and stuff. Then I'm going to go in with my favourite ever translucent powder. This is the Mercier translucent powder. I've used this for absolutely years and it's just my favourite. I'm just going to tap quite a lot into the lid. I've not got a lot of it left actually, I need some more. And then I'm going to use, where is it? It's here. So this little powder puff. Again, this is another purchase that I got off TikTok shop and I literally couldn't be without it now. So you just kind of press the powder onto the sponge and then just go underneath the eye like this. And I used quite a lot of setting powder when doing my wedding makeup because I just wanted to make sure that everything was really set in place and I didn't want to be sweating it all off. Even though as soon as I got to Steve, I was sweating like crazy. But it did really stay well, and it didn't sweat off. So I'm just in some of my chin, any areas that you just feel like are gonna sweat. My top lip was probably the sweatiest of the whole part of the wedding. My top lip was just like sweating like crazy when I was stood doing my vows. So just pressing that right into the skin, making sure everything's set nicely. And then I'm going to go in with bronzer. I'm just using my Hoola bronzer from Benefit. Again, another absolute favourite that I've used for years. I'm using Real Technique brushes and just going to warm that face back up on the tops of my forehead here. I'm just bringing it up like this in circular motions, and then onto the chin and down onto the neck, so everything's blended really nicely. Onto the nose a little bit. Then I'm going to go in with some Nars blusher. This is the Orgasm blusher. Love this so much. Just going to pop a little bit of this on again. It's something you don't need a lot of. I feel like this is so pigmented. Just right, that was fun. So I'm just going in with some Hoola bronzer just on my lids as well. Again, this is just so basic. Like, I just Didn't want to do loads of makeup. I didn't want to do anything crazy that I don't normally do. It's pretty much my like everyday makeup, apart from the base is just a lot more like lots more primers and stuff, and using the Flawless filter and the Beautiful Skin foundation together, which I wouldn't normally do. I'd normally just probably wear the Flawless filter on its own. Then I'm just going to go in with mascara. This is the one I would have used if I didn't have lashes on. This is the MAC Stack mascara, which I just love, and I find it just works so well. So I'll just apply this and show you. So that is mascara done, and then I'm just going to go in with lip liner. I'm using this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Iconic Nude. This is like the perfect lip liner. I love it so much. And for lipstick, I actually used a Primark lipstick. It's just a state, like look at it. This is, my hands are covered in makeup now. This is in the shade Barley there. And it's just a lipstick that I use all the time. I only put a really small amount on. It's just a perfect nude shade. And then I'm going to use a little bit of lip gloss. This is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Gummy Bear. That is pretty much everything that I used, apart from the fact that I've not really got anything to do with my brows right now because I don't have any brow pencils, but I had them actually just tinted and shaped and I didn't put anything on them apart from a little bit of brow gel like I did show you in the video previously. I'm just going to set it now again with this setting spray that I got. It's called, well, it's from a company, The Beauty Crop, and it's like a hydrating dual action setting spray and it smells so good. So I'm just going to give it a really good shake and then I'm just going to spritz my face. So that is my wedding makeup. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing what products I used and how I did it. Hopefully you get some ideas and this is helpful to any of you that are wanting to do your own makeup for your wedding and just wanting to have a nice natural makeup look. Super simple and easy. I don't even think there's 15 products there. But yeah, I just loved how I did it, and I say like practice is perfect and just keep practicing, test different things out, get a really good primer. I definitely recommend going to Charlotte Tilbury and just having a little trial, even if you don't obviously use them to do your makeup or you don't get everything that they suggest. It's still worth doing. So yeah, thanks so much for watching and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.